Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to
Mm,
another episode of Force for Growth Live. I'm Ricardo.
I'm Courtney. And a reminder to it's hump day. It's Wednesday. So hashtag hump over your hurdle. So knock out that big, scary, hairy thing staring you in your face you keep putting off this week. Just get it done.
What's your big, scary, hairy thing?
I think staying peaceful this week in my mental state, despite whatever's going on. I think that's my big, scary. I think I'm doing a good job as the days go by this week. It's an emotionally charged one, but just remain calm, remain productive, remain efficient. Don't get caught in the cobwebs that are rapidly building right now of
My
emotions all
big,
around.
scary, hairy thing is the cold showers. They're getting cold. They're getting cold, and
Every
it's
time
not
it's super
fun.
cold outside in the morning, I always think of Ricardo. I'm like, oh, but hey, you wanted your super cold showers of the year,
I
right?
have been. I've been waiting for this, and now that it's here, it's like, oh no. Okay. All
Does
right.
it up the mental challenge when it's even colder? Because I mean, cold shower either way is
Well, if it gets in the 60s, the first thing in the morning, when it's 40, it's and outside, it'll get around 60. I got a shower head with a thermostat in it. So it
mm,
tells me how cold the water is coming out.
I always wonder how do you know, but
So it gets in the 60s. It's pretty cold. It's a shock to the body, but that's what I like it. I
do
like
you
it.
notice your immune system is better when you're consistent with the cold showers?
My
Or is it
skin is
more your
softer.
mental sharpness? Yeah,
It softens your skin,
it
but it's
does.
mental. It's
Yeah.
mental.
It's very anti-aging.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I should take advantage of more cold showers, but
Well, maybe in an episode for future, you'll jump in on the cold showers with me for a week, and then we
maybe.
can report back.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about a very, very important aspect to business, to life, to you, because
Yes.
this is a framework, ideas, and thoughts that impact pretty much everything that you do in your life.
Hmm.
Because when we break it down, you'll see that it impacts everything because
Yes.
teamwork.
Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes.
Yes, it does. How many
Yeah.
teams are you on, Courtney? You're on the work
Oh,
team,
okay. Yeah. Work
your
team,
live
my
team.
podcast team, my family team, my friends team, d- d- team
Dozens,
spiritual woo woo side. I mean, I
dozens
am
of
a,
teams,
yeah, that's true. I
dozens
hadn't
of
thought about
teams.
that.
Yeah, family team here, podcast team, work team,
Hmm.
self
Yeah.
development team,
Yeah.
tribe. Like it's
Yeah. Our
all
6 a.m.
team.
tribe. That's a whole nother
It's
family.
a whole
Yeah.
other family. It's a team. We're a team,
Hmm.
and teamwork makes the dream work.
It does. I can definitely say from my personal growth, actually engaging and becoming a more team player has hands down changed my life for the better and just
Oh,
rapidly, very rapidly
so you used
because
to play outside,
yeah,
outside of the arena,
yeah.
and you decided
I
to
was
get in the
scared to
game.
go in the arena. Or if I did, I was probably like in the arena, but kept running to the bathroom so nobody would see me, Okay. That totally was me.
Wow, man, you just take those analogies and just put
I
your
love
own little Courtney
analogies.
spin on them.
Courtneyism, yes.
So, what has changed for you since you decided to join a team or the team or whatever team that you're talking about to fully commit to the team?
Okay. Well, I'm part of a lot of really, really badass teams. I was going to think of a different word, but that's the best fitting. So the rapid growth, but rapid support. Where am I going with this thought? Like when I need it. Okay. Like for example, back in network marketing, we used to always talk about it's really important to go to your team meetings. And this analogy will explain kind of how and answer that question. Whenever you are doing good, you need to show up so you can show the rest of the team what it's like to do good, that it is possible, that it is the other side, that it is possible to have greener grass if you just water it versus jumping around. So things like that. But also when you show up at a team meeting, if you're not doing good, if you're feeling low, you can pull one of the other leaders aside and be like, hey, I need some wisdom. I need a kick in the butt. I need something, whatever. So it really forces you to be accountable and show up for yourself in the moment, but that is kind of where I see why I want to be involved with, the podcast, with the team at work, bonding with those guys, it just creates this sense of, I want to be here. I want to make this better, not just for me, for everybody around. I even added it to my monthly to-do list. Like, what is something I'm contributing to the agency? So whether that's I take an optional webinar and take a lot of notes to send to the team, or I do this research on, roof ratings always changing, blah, 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 like little things, but just to make sure I'm contributing something to the team at the agency every month,
Well, that's the
because
key.
I'm in sales and it goes quick. It can be a whole year and I can be like, oh no, I didn't like contribute anything. I just did my own thing. So it's just, I don't know, you're building your support system, you're building your net if you're showing up for you and truly being in the moment. I know we talk a lot about that and that sounds woo woo, but it's really important, because when you can be in the moment for you and show up for you, you can truly meet a teammate or a friend, or
Yes.
somebody that has that little ticket you're looking for, that's the next idea for what your dream is. So we're all one. It sounds cliche, but we are all one.
I think you really hit it on the spot when you said contribute to the team.
Yeah.
Because if you don't contribute to the team, what does that make you? A taker. Nobody wants to work with a taker.
Mm-hmm.
The takers get identified because all of a sudden the taker's not pulling their own weight. Maybe they're sitting on the sidelines complaining, criticizing, judging, all these things. Get in there. Get in the game. Make a contribution. Everything counts. Just because you don't score or make a point or score a touchdown doesn't mean that your contribution is not valuable.
Right. Yeah.
Get in the game. Be part of the team. It takes different people to do different things to make the team a winner.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you show up for you, you give your teammate permission to do the same thing for them. So that's where, I love the word osmosis, it all ripples and diffuses, so it's a big deal when you do what's best for you.
Is hustle contagious?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think so.
I
agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hustle is contagious.
Mm-hmm. Because it's rooted in inspiration, and inspiration is absolutely contagious.
So is laziness.
Oh yeah.
If you have a team of 5 and 4 are complaining, being negative, not contributing, that 5th one will get there.
Yeah.
Right? It's contagious. And the old adage of it only takes one apple to ruin the barrel is positively, absolutely true when it comes to a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is.
And it can come in a lot of forms. Like when you're working with the team, you need to be flexible. And, we talk about Tony Robbins' 6 human needs, but the big one that I really want to hone in on are certainty and uncertainty. You need to be so certain of your outcome, but flexible on everything in between, because you're going to have curveballs thrown at you. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to lose your directions on your plan, So a lot of things are going to happen, but if you are holding firm on the end goal, your reticular activating system will adjust, it'll adjust over time and still get you at that goal. It's kind of like a GPS, recalculating. It's not erasing the destination, being like, okay, you're too stupid, you're never going to get there. Like, imagine if your GPS said that, but what do we do in our own brain? We tend to do that. Or
if you hold on to anything, if you hold on to any preconceived outcome or notion, and that you're so rigid that you can't change that to be part of the team for a better good of the entire team.
Yeah. Oh, expectations.
Oh, yeah. Man. That guy comes up all the time.
Yeah, it really does.
We could do a whole podcast. We could do a whole series for a year on just expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge one, because with Kyle Cease, they didn't break your heart, they broke your expectations. And, I went through a situation that I think 2 different people laying 2 completely different expectations on a situation. And as soon as we started working together, we realized that's not going to work. These oil and water, However, it taught me a lot about being flexible. Once again, I held so tight on that end goal. I know what I want. I know what I want out of this. I might have to completely erase the whitey board in between and redo the whole plan, but the goal's not changing. So it's hard to stay firm on that and not throw in the towel. But it's back to you're just 2 millimeters off. You're not 2 miles off. So you did yourself a disservice by throwing in the towel because now you have to start over. And now you're at the bottom of the mountain when you were almost at the top, So that 2 millimeters can be a teammate. That 2 millimeters can be, your team doesn't even have to be physically right there with you. A mentor online can be your teammate. Broaden your brain on the term teammate. Your team doesn't have to know you exist. And I say that as in, if there's something that resonates with you, a book, an author, a musician, if there's something that really resonates with you, that's where you need to be taking note in your own life. And when you do work with a team, obviously what works and what doesn't, read the feedback. Don't just hold tight on that goal and be like, well, this doesn't fit my exact plan, I'm out. That might not work out well for you, So there are lessons there to be learned. And I think we shut down a lot of that and really paralyze ourselves in our progress whenever we are like, no, I want it to be this way. Who moved my cheese, right? I'm going to sit here and wait for my cheese to come back here. Well, honey, normal is never going to be normal again.
No, you made a great point when you said you gave it a try and sometimes it doesn't work when you join a team. It's like you said, it was like oil and water, right?
Yeah.
And so, but you gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You gave it a chance. You didn't just sit down and said, hey, I'm not even going to make an attempt. I'm not even going to make an effort. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
And I'll be honest, that was a hard pill to swallow because going into it, I knew it wasn't perfect. I knew it wasn't going to be rainbow and sunshine. Like, this is not, these two pieces fit together perfectly. However, I knew the growth was bigger. I knew the growth
the potential for growth. The potential for growth was bigger.
Yes. And what happened was the opportunity was actually a lot bigger than what originally I was after. So it pushing through worked out very well for me. And just, I can't even sum up the personal growth from this year. Oh my goodness. But I mean,
that's the key, Courtney. You have to look at the potential for growth of the team.
Yeah.
The potential for growth for the entire team. Do you want to be part of a team that focuses on change and making improvements and working towards a solution? Or do you want to focus on what went wrong, what didn't work out, what's wrong, and just point out all the
yeah.
But I'm just going to sit here chilling from my house looking at the TV and pointing out everything that team is doing wrong, and not even make an attempt or an effort to go to the stadium, get on the field, and play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Be part of the team.
It's a big one.
Be part of the team. That skill of pointing everything that's wrong, that's a skill that could add value to the team and help the team move in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. It's because we mentioned 6 human needs earlier. So the third one is significance. And Tony Robbins gives the best example. There are 2 ways to be the most significant person in town. There are 2 ways to have the highest building in town, in reference, an analogy to significance. You could build the biggest tower in town. You could build the biggest building, whatever. Or you could tear down everybody else's, which is a lot quicker and, to be honest, a lot more efficient. Now, if that strikes a chord, just look at how you are approaching building your building, and it holds you back. So if you were to approach that with, and it's not perfect, like it's not saying you need to show up and save the day and show up and do this. It's just saying show up, but sitting at home complaining about what you're seeing on your TV and not doing anything with your life, or not doing anything with that situation, or calling that person and having that talk, not ever doing that, you're hurting yourself as well as others. And that a hard pill to swallow, but it's, I mean, United States of America right now, we're all learning new lessons in teamwork because it's not an option to fail. It's just not an option.
It's just not.
Mm-mm.
It's not an option to fail. Real quick, let's go to the comments.
Yes.
Our buddy Chris, love you, bro.
Hey, Chris.
Energy is contagious, positive or negative. 110% correct.
Yes.
Wifey, Jesse, it's always easier to critique. I think there was a typo.
Versus. I think
it's always easier to criticize rather than being a part of a team. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
Absolutely.
And quick reminder.
Yes. Okay. So
like and share.
Like and share #Force for Growth for a chance to win. We only have today and Friday. So a chance to win Tony Robbins and Sage Robbins Ultimate Relationship Program, which is a $200 value. And you want to talk about teamwork. This will help any team you're on, but especially the most powerful team, which is you and your partner. But yeah.
Why do I say boom a lot? I need to stop.
I don't know. I like it.
I don't know. But I like it because you drop these bombs and I feel like I just have to emphasize the boom. Courtney dropped the bomb. Man.
It's contagious. I do that in my own life. Like somebody will say something and I'll just be like, boom, like under my breath, like just.
So your family / relationship team is probably one of the most important teams out there.
Yes.
There's always conflict too.
Always.
I'm not even going to go into and say there's sometimes conflict. The majority of the time, there's conflict. But what defines the relationship, at least for me, is how we go above and beyond and get past that conflict.
How we truly grow.
Yeah. And conflict could be anything from I want Burger King versus I want Sonic. Sometimes they're a little bitty, and it's a lot of little bitty little conflicts. I want tacos instead of burgers. I want barbecue instead of tacos.
Yeah, it's different. Man, expectations and on relationships. I think it was a webinar I saw with a divorced lawyer who wrote a book on how to have a successful marriage. But I loved this. And it was basically like so many people get married and they never talk about, hey, how do you define a budget? How do you define we can afford this? Or how do you define cheating? Is this, and there are a lot of how do you define marriage? Like there are different ways to think about certain things, but we enter this union or this team and there are certain core principles that maybe you never stopped and checked on. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of an overall principle to just, it's okay to stop somebody and be like, hey, what do you mean by that word? Or can you clarify with this? But with yourself is the most powerful one because you're conditioned from your youth and a lot of your beliefs might not be your own. And, especially in this sensitive time, politics are one area where we happen to wake up a lot and realize, oh, wait, I just was copying my family's opinion in this area or not. And hey, by all means, whatever your opinion is, if it's well-researched and it's your opinion, I'm all for it.
It's your opinion.
It's your opinion. So,
correct. Like if you like burgers or you like tacos, it's your opinion.
Exactly. Pineapple on pizza or not. Okay.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
that's a big one. That's a big one.
That one is.
There's always a compromise. Half side with pineapple and half not, and we can still order the same pizza.
And that's what we do in my household.
And we can still enjoy it. So are you pineapple or no pineapple?
I will just do cheese and pineapple. Like I love it. My favorites are the ones with like banana peppers and pineapple, or like jalapeno and pineapple on cheese pizza. So something spicy
that could cause
and
a lot of conflict. The pineapple, no pineapple could cause conflict. The good thing is that in my household, well, besides Sebastian, me and Jesse are team pineapple on pizza. Boom.
Yeah. I love you guys more now knowing y'all are both team pineapple.
We are. We're team pineapple.
Oh, I think speaking of pineapple, I went shopping with my mom yesterday and I got a new piece. There's one other Gap over there on the wall. But anyway, my pineapple life is good. So I really like pineapples.
So real quick before we wrap up, what are some, we know there's going to be conflict when you're a part of a team. Maybe sometimes it's a lot of conflict. Maybe it's a little conflict. Maybe it's a lot of little conflict. I think for me, I think it's a lot of little things. And maybe conflict is even a strong word, but I'm using that specifically and intentionally to make a point. Because conflict is like, oh my gosh, there's so much conflict. No, in me and Jesse's relationship, it's not all conflict, but I'm using that as an intentional point that conflict does exist, and we're not going to be naive enough to think that we're going to be in harmony 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But we do have these moments of we don't agree. We don't agree on this. We don't agree on that. We don't agree on this. I think it should be this way. I think it should be that way. But we have to get past that. We have learned to work past these differences and come to the other side because we believe in Team Leon.
And that's one thing y'all are a great example of that I wanted. So what I wanted, my closing thought or challenge is pay attention to the needle. Pay attention to, are your actions helping this conflict dissolve, or is it keeping it going? Even though you're passionate about your point and your side, I know you are, but is the needle moving towards resolution or towards more conflict, more divided, two different divisions of, the point, blah, blah, blah. But Jesse and Ricardo are an amazing example of this, and that, we're lucky that y'all been very vulnerable with our group and talked a lot about the very intimate growth that y'all have gone through since the personal development journey. But overall, it's just, so my question was going to be, and how much have y'all grown since,
oh my goodness,
getting married, or since 2014 when you went to your first Tony, whatever, but it's what y'all are an amazing example of. And I hope you're still on, Jesse, and listening to this, is that y'all will stop, pause, recognize that Team Leon is more important than whatever petty BS is going on right now, and be like, okay, are we helping this? Or are we hurting this? Do we need to separate different sides of the house? Do we need to leave the house? Do we need to this? Y'all respect the team enough to do that. And it takes a lot of growth individually to let yourself show up and be like, wait, am I helping this or am I hurting this? I was talking to my mom yesterday. There's a situation with my sister. I'm like, I kind of caused that. I shouldn't have been petty. And it's just worth whatever growth level you're at. You'll still have moments where you might be helping encourage the conflict. And so it's okay to just pause. Be like, how am I approaching this? Where's the needle? Am I moving it towards resolution, towards conflict? Because it's the only way to turn it around.
So to answer your question, and this is probably, we can take this to another episode if we need to. There'll be a part 2 on teamwork/relationships. However, I will summarize it the best that I can. We had our pre-Tony Robbins life from 2008 to the summer of 2014. And then we had our post-Tony Robbins live from the summer of 2014 until now. Pre-Tony, the pre-Tony years, man, it was a battle. It was a battle up in here. We would draw lines in the sand, and we would stand firm, and we would stand our ground, and we would pull out the big guns. The one that comes to mind is the Dr. Seuss book, The Better Butter Wars. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
The Dr. Seuss book, The Better Butter Wars. That's what comes to mind, is the Dr. Seuss Better Butter Wars. I mean, we started with little pellets at each other, and then it escalated and escalated and escalated, and we would just be so firm and so hard-headed, and we would stand our ground. There was no negotiating. There was no coming to a truce. It was either my way or the highway on both sides. We would have moments where this would be on both sides.
It's the wrong person out. Yeah.
But we still, even then, and I can say this with true honesty, even then we still believed in Team Leon. Even then we still believed in Team Leon at the core. We believed in the family. We believed in the family unit. We believed in us. Even then, even when we were at each other's throat, we believed in us. And then the post-Tony years, we started to talk, and we started to open up, and we started to be vulnerable and communicate better and more effectively. We started to not even give in, but compromise. Because we wanted to take the team further And we finally figured out that if we work together, we can take the team further faster. Versus if we work separately, it's one person doing the pushing while the other one is pulling the team back. And it doesn't work that way.
No.
It doesn't work. Right. We don't argue much anymore, but always team lay on. That's what Jesse just said.
Yeah.
But that's a big difference is we believe in the team as a whole and what the team is capable of. And that if we work together and look past our differences and differences of opinion and all that other good stuff, that we can take this further. And one great example of that is the basket delivery. Yes. If me and Jet, man, we have some very passionate basket battles up here in the Leon household, though. Even yesterday, we had a little mini basket battle. But at the end of the day, we know that together as a team, with me and Jesse and the rest of our awesome board members, that we can take this even further. And the proof has been in the pudding. Right? The proof has been in the pudding. This is our biggest year ever. Yeah. Literally. Because of the team.
Biggest and fastest.
Biggest and fastest. Yes, because of the team. Because of the team that we have around us, because of the team that we've put together, because of while we all have our differences and we all kind of sometimes disagree, even on the board calls, that at the end of the day, we're getting it done and it's happening. Right? There's going to be differences of opinion no matter what. I mean, shoot. What was one? Black shirts versus blue shirts. Oh my goodness. That was like, what color should the t-shirt be? I can't
wait to get my black shirt.
The light blue shirts. Wow, we don't like what? You don't like no one had said anything to me. No one said anything to me about our light blue shirts. And then someone threw black out and I'm like, what? Y'all want a black? Like it was this whole
there
thing.
Were options at the time,
but at the end of the day, we sold more shirts in less amount of time. We sold more shirts in 7 days than we did in a month last year.
Oh, that's what we need to do next year is Battle of the Colors. But we'll share the battle publicly. Okay. Anyway,
that was the big thing. So listen to what I said. We sold more shirts in 1 week than we did in 1 month last year. And that's the power of the team.
And I want to point out as well, now instead of just you and Jesse and your close, leaders and helpers sharing in the beauty of what we're going to do later this month, now you have a board team of, I don't know how many of us are on there, but, we all get to directly share because we're part of it. Then the volunteers and the teams that are going to show up on those 3 days, so you can share the reward bigger.
Correct. We spread the love. The love. And it's a beautiful thing because we know that end goal is to make an impact and make a difference and help people in need. And we believe in the Team IE organization as a whole, the basket organization, Baskets for Good as a whole. And we all know that we have a role and we're all just pushing forward together in a role. We're all pushing forward within our role. And when we're all pushing forward within our role, because we have a common purpose to make this better, make this bigger, make a bigger impact, improve the world, even if it's just for a week at a time. And we see the bigger picture. And we're able to unite under that because we are able to do that, because we're able to unite and make this happen.
One thing, okay, that just reminded me, but I feel I have 2 closing thoughts. Once upon a time when I think I was trying to figure out my next step, whatever, called Ricardo, or he was checking on me, but trying to give him my plan on how I'm going to change the world. Okay.
Oh.
And
break it down, Courtney.
Yeah. So I've learned some things since then. So basically, I don't really remember what I was saying, but I remember he stopped me talking and was like, well, first, it starts with you. First, it starts with your family. First, it starts with your zip code, with your city. Are you doing anything in the city? What about this? So I'm talking about changing the world and this big desire to change the world. And I'm not even getting up to show up for me, right? So if you are one of those that I just want to make the world a better place, okay, what are you first doing with you? What are you
Correct.
then doing within your family? What are you then doing within your workplace? What are you doing within your zip code, your community, your state, your et cetera? So it trickles. So just break it down to a simple formula. And then the second thing I did want to share, wise Uncle Mark, I quote him a lot on here, but my Uncle Mark, and okay, so whenever somebody's like, oh, they just know how to push my buttons, and you can imagine it in this Southern twang, baby, why are you still running power to the buttons? Like, why are you still have power running to those buttons if you know they'll push them? Very wise question.
Can I say it how I think Uncle Mark sounds?
What?
Baby, why are you still running power to them buttons?
That's probably closer to yeah.
Why, baby? Why are you still running power to them buttons?
I need to have him record. We'll get audio clips of him and the favorite. Just
that's how I feel. Uncle Mark sounds.
Yeah.
Hashtag Uncle Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put those differences aside. I think that's the key to making the team work. So if you believe in the bigger picture, believe in the bigger picture out beyond yourself. You have to believe in the bigger picture beyond yourself.
Yeah. And know that it fits like a puzzle piece to you getting what you want too. So it's hashtag Team Soup. Hashtag Team Soup. Please share this because I think that's the funniest hashtag. But yeah, so it all disperses back to you. It all diffuses. It circles back to helping you on your individual goal because you're part of a team. So
correct.
You go further faster.
Correct. And this is a whole other conversation, but you got to put that ego aside and look at the bigger picture and the bigger mission and the bigger belief.
Yeah.
And decide to be part of the team and move it forward.
Yeah. And your ego isn't necessarily positive or negative. It just wants to be the star of the show. That's why it keeps popping up. So just the trick I always say is just tell your ego you're giving it a promotion. Instead of panicking about things or trying to be in front of the show, let's just look for ways to be grateful today. How about that, ego? Getting a promotion.
Boom.
And it will
Gratitude.
Listen.
Yeah. Trust the process. Trust the process of the teamwork. Like Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee's trust the process.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was a great episode.
This was,
and I believe this was teamwork part 1. I think we have a lot more to cover on teamwork that we can handle in the future episode. But for now, teamwork makes the dream work. Hashtag Team Soup.
Yes, absolutely. And be sure to share it. So either today or Friday or both, all the above. And you can go back and share older episodes too. Those are a chance to win.
Share for a chance.
And Apple listeners, if you'd be kind enough to leave us a review, that is how you're entered to win. And we will be naming our winner on Monday for the Ultimate Relationship Program.
So much fun. Join us on Friday. We have a very special guest. Oh my goodness. You guys are going to be so.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal story. I can't even go into it, but make sure don't miss Friday, 9:15 right here. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Yes.
Hashtag Team Soup.
Yes. Love it. Oh.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes. Hope y'all have a magical day.
And remember, Baskets for Good, November 21st. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just visit basketsforgood.org for more information.
Yes.
Have a great day. Stay positive. Spread love. Love.
Only spread loving emotions, guys.
Yes. That, if we're making Team Soup, love is the broth of Team Soup.
Yeah. I like that.
Right? Yeah. Love is the broth.
It's that one ingredient you can't make anything without.
No, you got to have some good broth, man. That's the key. You can add whatever you want to it, but as long as that good foundation is there, man, that Team Soup is going to be good.
I know he was saying bye, and he's going to roll his eyes that I have another analogy to share. But have y'all ever seen that quote? It's from a grandma, or it's a little boy telling his grandma, "I want cake, grandma, I want cake." And so she hands him some raw eggs and was like, "Here, eat this." And he's like, "Oh, that's disgusting." Then she hands him some butter, and she's like, "Well, here, eat this." And he's like, "That's gross." And then she hands him some flour, and he's like, "Oh, that's disgusting." And so the moral of the story is everything has its place, and things need to come together i.e., bake a cake, mix it up, do the right steps for him to get his cake. So that was the lesson. So speaking of teamwork, and you brought that up, I didn't. So hey, we're talking about recipes and soup. Everyone has their part. So yeah, you just show up and do your part as best you can. You're helping just by doing that.
Yes.
By default. So
Every part counts.
So
and
you
every
go
part
bake
is
your
important.
cake. Okay.
Or soup.
Or soup, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Have a great day, everybody. And we'll be back on Friday.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.